Hello, truth seekers, welcome to Krouzzlife TV, your #1 YouTube channel that provides you with facts, with zero to very minimal errors. Truth seekers, everybody knows that nobody goes into teaching to get rich, but teachers don't expect to be penalized for their chosen profession. A new study finds that what is called the teacher pay penalty, the difference between teachers and comparable public workers, is bigger than ever. In 2015, the weekly wages of public school teachers in the United States were 17% lower than comparable college-educated professionals, and those most hurt are veteran teachers and male teachers. PayScale's recent report, The Most and Least Meaningful Jobs, shows that teachers at all levels report consistently high levels of job meaning. But they also report consistently low rates of pay. 96% of post-secondary English language and literature teachers reported high job meaning. That's second only to the clergy for high job meaning. Their earnings also hover around clergy level, $43,600 median pay for post-secondary English teachers, and $46,600 for clergy. Other teachers report similarly high meaning and low pay. More than 80% of kindergarten teachers, middle school teachers, and secondary school teachers say their job makes the world a better place, but all earn less than $45,000 per year. That's not exactly poverty-level earnings. The median household income in the United States is $53,046, according to the Census Bureau. A family whose earning members included 2 secondary school teachers would potentially make $64,200. It takes a lot of education to become a teacher, and education, in the US, has never been a more expensive investment. Requirements vary by state, but teachers are typically required to complete a bachelor's degree and a teacher preparation program, which sometimes requires a master's degree. And generally, before anybody is allowed to get in front of a classroom, they have to get a state-approved teaching certification, which usually requires spending time as an unpaid student teacher. At a minimum, teachers have to complete 4 years of post-secondary education. In many areas, a master's degree is either an official or informal requirement. Most teachers are looking at 5 or 6 years of preparation for their profession, in an era when the cost of college is rising faster than wages. Tuition and fees for full-time students at 4-year schools averaged $14,300 in 2013-14, according to the National Center for Education Statistics, a 45% increase from 2001. Unsurprisingly, student loan debt has also increased, with 49% of first-time, full-time students receiving loans for 2012-3. The average amount of loans also increased for first-time, full-time students, by 39%, from $5,100 in 2001 to $7,000 in 2012. That's a lot of money to potentially owe if you're going to graduate with a master's degree that prepares you for a job that pays so little. Compare that with other jobs that pay more with a master's degree, like a database administrator, median salary for all education levels, $69,626, or a software engineer, median salary for all education levels, $77,982. They are all misguided. The highly publicized pay gap that dominates news headlines is the product of a simplistic methodology that, when universally applied, suggests that nurses, firefighters, and other professionals are dramatically overpaid. Furthermore, predictions generated by the underpaid teacher hypothesis, such as that teachers must have high quit rates, or that a large percentage of their income flows from second jobs, are not supported by the data. Teachers as a group are generally well compensated, and teacher pay and benefits have risen faster over time than compensation in private sector jobs. Failure to recognize these facts can lead education reform down a blind alley. Across the board raises, the usual solution to closing the teacher pay gap, come with high price tags. West Virginia's teacher walkout ended with the state legislature passing an across-the-board 5% salary increase. Arizona's teacher protests culminated in Governor Doug Ducey agreeing to a 20% salary increase over 2 years, a policy that will cost the state and schools over $450 million per year, in addition to higher pension costs based on the increased salaries. Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris has proposed to close the gap using federal funds, at an estimated 10-year cost of $315 billion. These are not costs that are incidental to government budgets. Moreover, focusing on across-the-board raises distracts from less costly but more useful reforms, such as differential pay for hard-to-staff subjects, increased teacher mobility through experience credits and portable pensions, loosened tenure protections, and a reduction in non-teaching staff. Finally, an inordinate focus on teacher salaries feeds unrealistic expectations for the profession. Although teacher quality certainly matters, most of the variance in student achievement is associated with factors outside the classroom. Just as current teachers should not be blamed for failing schools, policymakers should not simply assume that investing heavily in teacher salaries is worth the political and economic costs. The most prudent course would be to implement modest structural reforms while de-emphasizing the level of teacher pay as a focal point of education reform. Truth seekers, subscribe for more content like this weekly and don't forget to turn on the notification for daily fact video.